People, Joel Benjamin 528, aka Big Money Benjamin. As you can see, I'm giving you another late one. I like doing these late ones because once I put it out and anybody else come with this, we know who copying my shiznicks. And it's your duty to call them out. 3 days of darkness and what the 2024 solar eclipse means for your zodiac sign. Without any delay, we're going to get into it. Make sure you have your pens and papers ready. Salute to the international audience. Salute to the domestic. Salute to the YouTube audience. Salute to the Rumble audience. Where do I begin? First, let me put this out there. There is a solar eclipse. We know this to be true. Yada, yada, yada. There's different solar eclipse that will and is going to be going on around the time of March in this year. So that's why I say get your pen and paper, because you keep hearing about the Great American Solar Eclipse, but they're not talking about this one. And when it comes to your zodiac signs, we're going to go deeper, because I'm not just going with just the regular 12 zodiac signs. As you know, I go with the 13th as well, but I'm going to go even deeper than that. Some of y'all haven't heard this before or dealt with this before, but you will today. So, as always, let me share my screen so you see what I see. Because I'm going to give you some breakdown as I start going in to the zodiac signs and all that different type of stuff. I'm going to give you a clear breakdown, so it's very important you pay attention to this, because I'm not going back over this. I'm not going over this again. This type of stuff I'm giving you is like literally pay-per-view style live streams. Now, before I continue on, around this time, it will behoove you to order the Angel Eclipse oil. For those that want to hit me up on Instagram, it's Joel Benjamin 528. Okay. For those that need to reach out to me, the Instagram is more for the international audience, but other people could hit me up on there as well. But other people should call or text. Actually, text 929-374-3828. That's 929-374-3828. So, this solar eclipse that's coming up, the great solar eclipse, American solar eclipse that's coming out 2024. Let me see if I could pull this up, because sometimes y'all need to see this in order to get a better understanding. So I'm gonna go on my YouTube. If you haven't seen this video yet, what I'm about to show you, it will behoove you to go watch this video. I'm gonna share my screen with you. Okay. So this is the channel. You wanna go check out this video right here. The Great American Eclipse, April 8th, 2024 solar eclipse, the solar maximum, and Pluto in Aquarius. So you know this is around the time of this eclipse coming out. You know Pluto is in Aquarius. But now that we got that out the way, and for those that can't find it, if you have trouble, just click live. Then you go and you'll see the video right here as well. But so it's very important you watch that video, because we spoke about with Pluto and Aquarius and we went on to it. And again, I'm not going to stay here long. I'm going to give you this information. Please have your pens and papers out. Be ready, because this is it's about to get very, very serious, just like the last time. Share my screen. So we know about Pluto, all that stuff. There we go. So let's get into the solar eclipse in Aries. All right. The solar eclipse in Aries. This is going to be around a time also dealing with war, but it's also a financial time, and you are able to capitalize around this time. I done broke down the different zodiacs, which I'm going to bring to you tonight, and it's all correlating up to the same effect. This is one that you have to take serious. This is why people have been preparing for it. So, solar eclipse in Aries on April 8th, 2024. The first solar eclipse will occur within the fire sign of Aries, helping to spur you to take advantage of new exciting opportunities in life. But it's how those opportunities gonna come. This brings us to the art of war. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategies is the noise before defeat. Shang Tsung. Whoever read The Art of War would know this. This is a very crucial time, believe it or not. This is going to be that life-changing effect, and it's going to determine the outcome and the trajectory of the rest of your life. Everything is changing around this point, so you have to strategize and get stuff set up, especially once you know your sign and what you're dealing with. So again, Shang Tsung, The Art of War, right? He talk about something called the death ground. What is the death ground strategy? Where strategy starts, Shang Tsung advocated deliberately stationing soldiers on death ground to give them the desperate edge that makes men fight like the devil. Death ground is a psychological phenomenon that goes well beyond the battlefield. It is any set of circumstances in which you feel enclosed and without option. Now, I say this to bring up the fact with everything that's going on geopolitically in the world. I'm telling you right now, we're lucky if Israel will still even be a state. Y'all gonna remember I said those words. And there very might be a situation of civil war breaking out here in America. This is important to understand. Again, I don't want you to really fear much, because this is also a time where you could capitalize on this situation. once you use proper strategy. Let's continue. So this is the 13th, I almost said 30th. This is the 13th zodiac sign, Ophiuchus. So this is a chart just so you could see and get a better understanding of how everything gets switched around when it's the 13th zodiac sign. This sign represents also the serpent wrestler. Okay? Now, it gets deeper than this because when dealing with this sign, we still going to touch on the 12. When we dealing with the regular zodiac that y'all know. Okay? But this is also a time where you as certain signs have to watch out. Now, I'm going to tell you the main 5 signs that's going to have to watch out. Okay? That's Taurus, Cancer, Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. Around this time, you have to be more strategic. Don't get emotional. Don't get stupid with it. This is a time, especially in March, going into April. Okay? You might, like Taurus, you might face difficulty in finance. Let me say this before I continue on. There's no reason why any sign should face any financial difficulty, because this is the time for you to strive. But Taurus, around this time, coming up for this solar eclipse, okay, you might, when it comes to like your relationship, dealing with loved ones or whatever, it might be some disruption. Okay? Anything dealing with your workplace, finances, it might be some disruptions. It's how you make that work for you, Taurus. That's all it is. Who else is next? Cancer. Also, you may encounter financial loss around this time, but in order to stop and prevent the financial loss, you want to get your certain spiritual tools and spiritual items where you could overcome. And certain things that you might think as of is a financial loss, you can be the one to flip it and make it work to your advantage. Trust me, you got this. Your confidence might not be in the game. Your emotions is going to be taking a toll. But this is the point where you're going to have to put the pettiness aside when you're dealing with that. So I'm giving the warning signs right now for the 5 zodiac signs. Libra. Sure. If you're dealing with anything with business, you have to watch out, especially when it comes to your health as well. Because business-wise, you could be thinking, stressing yourself out. Oh, I got to get this done. This have to happen. No, it got to be strategy. And you have to be very mindful of your health. The constant running around, just going out there like how you would normally do, that's not going to work for you around this time. It's really not. Who else we got? Scorpio. All right. Scorpio. Your own is very interesting because yours stem from dealing with work. So you have to make sure you have no escalations at work. No set of drama. Learn to keep quiet, learn to chill, and don't let it stress you out, because you'll end up having high levels of stress, mental stress. And you don't need to be in that right now. Because you're able to be winning financially. The only thing that's going to mess it up is you. Especially when it comes with your relationships as well. You will be the only ones to mess it up. Because how you handle it, again, it's about strategy. And of course, my fellow fire signs, Sagittarius, you're going to see certain blockages coming your way and it'll make you be frustrated. But the way how you're going to handle it at this time is going to determine how you overcome this, what you do when it comes to this. Now, these 5 signs that I mentioned, I still have more to give you when I give the actual next set of breakdowns in the zodiac signs. Okay. So we know about this right here with the 13 zodiac signs. This is a next depiction for you to see. Okay. Now, when we start dealing into the Chinese zodiac, remember I told you we are in the year of the dragon. This is a time to take advantage. I already let you know, rats, roosters, snakes, and monkeys, you're supposed to be good around this time. You're supposed to be real good. Now you know tiger, dog, who else? I know tiger, dog, if I'm not mistaken, pig, or is it goat? I gotta go back in my notes. I can't remember that last one. But you will definitely have to watch out. But I'm gonna bring it all home. The main important thing, this is your time if you are born in the year of the dragon. So dragon, snake, rat, monkey, rooster, you're gonna be alright. You're gonna be very good. And I already did a live stream on that, so go over there and you can get that information and you're gonna see how it all applies. I just brought this out as a refresher so you could understand, because certain things might go on with you and you don't know. You might have to turn to the Chinese zodiac to get a better understanding. But this is the main one I want to get into. This is the Hebrew zodiac. Okay? This, remember, we're in a leap year. So when you're dealing with the Hebrew zodiac and we're in the leap year and the solar eclipse is going into the Naseen, where you start dealing with faith, speech, and the Yaheda, right here. Keep in mind, we just came out of February with the leap year. So you have the Adar that deals with will, laughter, because it's been real comical. Okay. But then you have the second Adar that deals with what? Knowledge, unification. This one is so important. That's why so many things is coming exposed around this time. And this is why you have to deal with the Hebrew zodiac. That's the main thing that's going to come around this time. And this is where you're going to have to start learning about with the different type of angels and the energy that's coming through around this time. Because with these solar eclipse and any of these lunar eclipse, any other type of eclipse, this is when you start dealing with portals and gateways opening, or opening even more. So what are the Jewish months? The 12 months that make up the Hebrew calendar and their general place within the Gregorian calendar are as followed. So y'all could, if if you're watching live later on, you could pause and read, or you could pause and read now. It's up to you, whatever the case may be. If you're not watching live, you could pause this and read. But the main one I want to focus on is the Nissan, which is from March to April, which I already broke down in the other one. I'm using this as a case to show you how this correlates with the Hebrew zodiac. So, and this is why I put this information here. In the case of a leap year, which we are in, the additional month that's bringing it into like a 13th zodiac sign added to the calendar is known as Adar 2. Adar number 2. And is inserted after the month of Adar. Remember, when dealing with Hebrew, you normally go backwards to forwards. So now as we go back here, you see there are 2 Adar, but one is just Adar, and then you have the second Adar, where we start going into the hidden knowledge. This is going to be a change in your chakra system. You know, the left side, they say is feminine, because that's the side of receiving. The right side is the side of putting out. You're going to notice there's going to be a huge change in your energy around this time. It's going to be a very huge change. So you need to pay attention to that, because at this time is when you're going to have a different, how they say, shift, a certain awakening. Okay, so pay attention to these, and we're going to go deeper into the chakras, because all of this is also correlating with the zodiac signs. Okay, I need you to keep that in mind. That part is very important. There's a lot of changes coming into this new moon. This is going to be a new moon in Aries, where the solar eclipse is happening. There is going to be a lot of changes. And some of y'all are going to want to be independent, but you're going to have to slow down on it. So, like, i.e. Aries. Okay? Since we're talking about Aries, it's happening in Aries. You got to make sure, don't get in your feelings. Don't be all dramatic. Okay? You have to be, and thank God I've been doing that lately. Where people might do certain things, and I'm like, oh, you trying to play me? But I'm like, I got to be mindful. They might not know what they're doing, and I have to be more understanding and don't blow it up. Get what I'm saying? Because this is a time where I need to focus on rising up. For all those that have been down, Aries, that you've been down at this time, or you need a break, remember in the last video I did, I spoke about the reaping. All the zodiac signs is supposed to benefit from the reaping, but Aries, you are definitely going to experience it more. And this is where the change of energy and awakening is going to be, and where you're going to have to take up the mantle to help people. So now we're going to jump into Taurus. I'm just breezing past this real quick so y'all get a better understanding, because I need y'all to get an even further understanding of the energy and why we're dealing with more on the Hebraic, or as they'll say, Hebraic mysticism, or Jewish mysticism, most commonly said now, and how to go forward. Taurus, this is going to be an alone time for you. This is going to be a moment where you're just going to fall into the backdrop. Okay? And you have to deal with your issues. You are going to get the answers you need, and it's going to happen around this time. And that's why you're going to notice certain things will start coming to you money wise. Money wise, if you will just sit down, listen. This is your time to shut up and listen to the information that other people is giving to you. This is your time to gain information. Okay? Now, Geminis is going to be a flushing out of certain people, certain things that's going on in your life, and it's going to happen fast. Certain friendships will be dissolved around this time. And it might seem like a bad thing, but trust me, it's going to be for a good. And the new people is going to come around you around this time. So Gemini, be very mindful of that. You're going to notice your energy is going to start changing during this solar eclipse. It's actually going to start changing in March with the other eclipse, which I'm going to get into. Just bear with me. Now, Cancer. When we're dealing with Cancer, you already know how you got to watch out or whatever is going on with you. But now you have to be in a proper state and in a proper state of mind, because opportunities will come to you. It's how you deal with it. You might start feeling certain blockage too, but not as much as how Sagittarius will feel the blockage. Okay? You're going to be able to bash through that. You're just going to have to be more strategic with it. Okay? Don't start succumbing into nervousness or being scared around this time. You got this. Believe me, you got this. Sometimes you just need to be told. Especially when it comes to situations like this. Your energy is moving. You see, I have the diagram here showing how it flows through the body, because you're going to be receiving a lot around this time. And this is going for all the zodiac signs. Mind you, you are going to be getting a lot of receiving around this time. So as the receiving start coming in, right, there's going to be a change, not in just the flow of your body, but your mindset as well. And it could be for a good, it's going to be for a bad. This is going to be a total aura change for you, for all of you signs out there. This is going to be a total aura change. That's why I have this diagram posted up right now as I'm going on. So, Leos, or you know what? Cancers, just get the opportunity that you need, okay? Don't let the opportunities pass you by. Take my word for it. You will be sorry if you do so, especially around this time. Now, good old Leos, my fellow fire signs. It's funny. It's very weird. Because I don't see a lot of traveling going on or movements going on for these other signs. All these other signs pretty much got to stay stationary. You are going to be roaming all about, and it's going to be beneficial for you when it comes to traveling. This is a time where you can get up and move, but you have to be very wise and strategic on where you're getting up and move. And if you're not able to go travel, you have to learn to sit your ass down, because this is a time where you're going to start getting into a learning phase. Okay? Your your whole mindset is going to have to change and be more aware and open to the different perspective of things. You have to have a more positive spirit around this time, Leo, because your mindset is going to be the one to shift everything where you can gain the energy of that eclipse to your advantage. Because you're going to be moving, and when you're moving, and the paths you're going to be moving into, it's for you to roam or travel wherever to get those certain opportunities that needs to come your way. Okay? Virgo. Good old Virgo. Guess what? You will have an opening of a financial reaping. A huge financial reaping. I'm talking about where money could come out of nowhere. All right? And this will be a good time to, if you want to get credit cards, any loans for a bank or whatever, now is the time. You might notice it might have certain settlements that come out of nowhere, or you might hear certain things of settlements that you think might not apply to you, but it damn sure will. Just jump in it. I'm telling you. This will be a time to win, and this is a time for you to get out your head and get your financials in order. And when it comes to giving, make sure you giving to the right people. But side note on that, you have to also make sure you're receiving from the right people and know how to receive and accept it with proper gratitude. Because this is where it will be a turnoff. You, regardless if you're giving them and they're not moving right with you, or you're receiving and you're not moving right with them. Okay? It's going to be a lot of change coming your way. That change could happen for the good, or it could happen for the bad. Now, if any type of moving around, because you know Virgo, free spirited, but all that moving around, you're gonna be doing some movement, but the more movement you do and the further you go, it's going to affect certain financial situations that you are going to be able to receive. This is the time where you're going like to ask big institutions or whatever for money, they will give it to you. Okay? They will give it to you. This is the time of reaping for you, Virgo. This is a time for you to receive. But again, the downside of that is know your limits. Don't push your limits. And everything is dealing with gratitude. Certain things in life with relationships where you need to do better, make a proper change, put certain things in order. Now is the time to do it, because if you don't do it now, you'll end up regretting it later. If you don't get into certain things financially, you're missing certain opportunities that's literally coming to you. That could be like in stock as well, crypto, everything. Virgo, this is a very, 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 very good money time for you. Also, I'm jumping the gun a bit, but like when it comes to like money time, again, all these signs is definitely going to benefit. But you see Aries, Leo, Virgo, and Pisces, you're going to benefit very well. very, very well. Don't F it up. Virgos, you know y'all like to self-sabotage. Don't F up. Meaning financially, relationship-wise, and dealing with mental health as well. Okay? Don't F up. Do not F up. Please don't F up. If you do, that's on you. Because this is going to determine, just like I was telling Cancer, it's going to determine your rest going forward. Because we're in for some tough times. And trust me, you're going to need all the benefits and the right people around you that you can get around this time. Libra. I'm sorry, Libra. A lot of people is going to be jumping out your lives, especially if it's toxic situations and it don't mean you no good. You're a little bit more similar. You're a little bit similar to what Virgo is going to be going through, but you will be put in more I say undesirable situations. Is how you handle that. Your actions is going to be a big influence on that, and you are going to have to let go to certain relationship. I know you're going to be wanting to hold on to these relationships, but with this coming up now, this is going to show you who is for you and who is against you. Okay? So you have to stay strong and stand up to the highest point, because you're going to be feeling the energy that's rolling through you, and it's going to be feeling confused. It's going to feel confusing, especially the left side of your body and the top of your head. I know what I'm telling you. Be mindful. Scorpio. Good old Scorpio. Check this out. You are going to have certain major accomplishments if you play your cards right. Okay? This is not the time to be lollygagging. This is your time to pay attention, be focused. Don't be too into your head. Don't be in this emotional state. And this is the time where you're going to have to accept truth. Certain Scorpios have a problem accepting truth. You are going to be forced to accept truth and forced to accept certain ways of how this world is now changing. You're not going to be able to avoid it. Now, interesting thing is, when it comes to career changes, that can happen when it comes to the job. But it's certain when it comes to like career changes with the job, you might think, well, I gotta leave this place or leave this place. No, it might be something as simple as getting a promotion. And I know you might think it's not gonna happen, but I'm telling you, it can happen. Or if it's a next job, it's gonna be opening up for you. But you have to be mindful leaving one job and going into a new, especially with what's coming down the pipeline, because when they get rid of people, you're going to be the next one to get rid of, because you're the newest addition onto there. So be mindful of that around this time. Other than that, you got this, Scorpio. You got this in the bag. Okay? You really do. My fellow fire sign, Sagittarius. Yeah, things is gonna get like extra spicy for you. But When it comes to partnership, again, how you play it out, it's going to work out for you for this around this time. But you have to say what you mean and mean what you say. This is the time, Sagittarius, to stand on business. Okay? This goes to marriages, having children, everything. To be or not to be. This is what it comes down to. Now, when it comes to creativity, you might find a blockage going on, but there's a way to avoid that. And that comes with your prayer and meditation. And all y'all signs, I hope y'all smart enough to like get the teas or the Eclipse angel oil around this time. Especially you, Sag. This is what can help you. Okay? So, where we at? Capricorn. Capricorn. Around this time, this is going to deal with certain dwelling situations. Okay? With your dwelling situations, how to move, how not to move, or not to move wherever you gotta go. Not just in situations, but I'm talking about in movement in living situations. And it could be also as simple as changing around the house, redecorating, any renovations you want to do. That is going to open up certain grounds for you, because this is also a time to deal and getting with money. You'll notice certain family issues arise, or people trying to meddle in your business to try to throw a monkey wrench, but they will be sadly mistaken doing that. Once you catch on to it and you move accurate with it, it might seem like, you know, you're unstable or things ain't working right, but I promise you, around this time, it will work for you. This is a time where gateways is opening up for you, and what you do in the short term right now is similar to you and Virgo. What you do in this short term right now will really affect you in the long term. Be mindful of that. Okay? Around this time, you're going to be very pissed off too, Capricorn. Because you might have a few people that try to throw you off your squares. Not so much that it's going to work. It's more like the little fruit fly, and you back the fruit fly away. Okay? It's not that it's really causing this big harm to you. It's just annoying you. But don't get too distracted by that. Okay? Who else we gotta do? Aquarius. Aquarius. Well, around this time is gonna be clarity, knowledge, and information flowing for you. Now, you also gonna have certain opportunities as well, but more so a huge amount of different options that's gonna come your way. You also could travel. You may not be traveling as much as Leos, because Leos got it real good, but certain travel might come for you, and it'll be good to clear your head and get a change, because you are going through a spiritual awakening just like everybody else. It's just that Aquarius, you might tend to handle it differently. Be very mindful of a significant other really pursuing you hard around this time, and you're going to have a lot of options to that. Important part about that is choose wisely. Okay? And of course, good old Pisces. Pisces, this is going to be a good money time for you. And you're not even going to be even trying. Okay? But the reason why this is going to be such a good money time for you is to interact with certain people and provide certain assistance for them. Normally you might want to lean on other people for assistance. Around this time, they're going to be leaning on you. Any type of fears you have with that is going to have to go out the window. And it could be your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. But you can't just be so free, willy-nilly with it as well. Okay? Remember, these are extreme times we're going to be going through. Some people you're going to have to tell them no, but you're going to have to know the right people to tell yes. It's like money going to be pretty much falling into your lap, Pisces. But you could F that up too. That's why you have to take a note with shh and be humble. Pisces, now is the time for humbleness. Okay? You gotta be humble, meaning you're just gonna have to listen. Because that will open up certain opportunities for you where you could gain and generate money. Alright? So let me finish up with this PowerPoint now. Let me see. Hold on, bear with me, people. So check this out. Well, hold on. Why my stuff not working? Okay. Now, the 13 energy centers and angels. A lot of y'all is gonna be notice a feeling coming across you. So you see, this one have which is known as the Metatron cube. Notice the points 2, 4, 6. Okay, so this comes up with the as above, so below. They also put this as the Milky Way galaxy. You could see why. The multiple circles and cross sections. Now, the reason why this is important, when you start dealing with these energies, you're dealing with what? Spirit, water, air, fire, earth. This is why you'll notice there's a different feeling going throughout your body. Some people, you're going to be very tired some of the first few weeks, and then you notice you'll have a burst of energy. Some people, it'll be vice versa. Or you'll be like me, up at what time in the morning doing damn live stream, can't sleep because that energy you'll have, but then wake up bright and early and look fine. That's the crazy part. So you could pause this and read. This is dealing with the angels. You have something called gateway process. Now, gateway process is still by, they believe, the U.S. Army and the Monroe Institute. And they know how it correlates with eclipse and certain energies that come about, just like how the show Hero is. And how it affected with Zodiac signs, everything come into place. They know all this. This is where the meditation and all that comes in. So you have to know this type of information, because it's certain stuff they just keeping from you. Now we're about to get deeper. You have your seraphims, cherubims, thrones, dominations, virtues, powers, principalities, archangels, and angels. Around this time, these energies will be extremely heavy, thus bringing into the 72 demons of Solomon. I went over this with you before. This is energies that's coming through. All right? So all these negative attributes, y'all have to know how to fight and ward this off. And this is where you have to, like I said, your spiritual items and that spiritual enlightenment, because these are going to be the certain entities, and each demon have its own attributes, as you know, that's going to try to take place and try to block you. Thus, side note, anyone that haven't got an angel reading from me this year, this will be the best time to do it, as time is coming up, because this right here, this is real, especially with this zodiac sign coming in. Don't worry, you'll see what I'm talking about. Trust me, you could be cheap all you want, but when this comes into play, and after you watch this live stream and you hear this and you notice and you still don't take action, that now is on you. So make sure you contact me, 929-374-3828, and set something up. And you also want to get the Angelic Eclipse oil. All right? Don't say I ain't tell you. So when you know dealing with this, you also know the other, as they'll say, counterpart. That's when you're dealing with the 72 spiritual seals of Solomon. That's the angels. You have the angels to ward off the demons. You have 72 to fight the other 72. Thus, when you see me with this, when I'm doing the angel readings for people, that's where the angelic deck comes into place. Okay? This is where this comes into play. And you know it have the 72 angelic entities. And this is known as the Shamatharash. Okay? This is the angelic oracle deck. Some of y'all have this deck already. Do y'all use it? I have no idea. That's on you. Let's continue, because I'm almost at the hour mark. I'm just trying to give y'all this information real quick. This one, you could always pause and read and know the attributes of these angels, because one of the major one that's going to be prevalent, and I might be jumping the gun here a little bit, you're going to be seeing a lot of these three right here: the seraphim, the cherubims, and thrones. All right. Some of y'all will be scared, because around this time you'll be seeing certain things, especially when the eclipse come into place. So now you know we have the 4 angels. Wait, hold on. Sorry about that, people. Those are going live. So again, these are the cherubims. You'll be seeing these 3 more so on the regular. Okay? Do not be scared. Fear not. Don't get scared. This is the time for new beginnings and new change. And this is where it helps usher it in. Oh, where was I? Okay. So now We're going to deal with the four corners, and I'm going to show you why when I'm going into the next aspect of the next eclipse that's happening in March. Yes, there's an eclipse happening in March. You're like, oh, how I know about that? Yeah, because they even tell you, right? They didn't even hear it. Plus, don't forget, Mercury retrograde is coming up. So 2024 Mercury retrograde. I didn't even kick in to the simple fact of what else is happening. Remember, the retrograde for this is so crazy with the whole Pluto in Aquarius, the Mars, which is dealing with Aries, okay, around this time. Maybe y'all don't know, and that's why I'm breaking down the importance of this for you. You do know April 1st is a Mercury retrograde as well, right? Oh, I could see, I could hear some of y'all now. What? And I know much people ain't talking about this. So now, that's why I made sure I gave you the proper breakdown with your zodiac signs. Because now, getting into this with the Mercury retrograde, this is why you need to know about the four corners, the north, west, east, and south. Oh, we're in for a bumpy ride, people. But if you know how to strategize, like I gave you the breakdown with Shang Tsung, you will be good to go. And Virgos, around this time, this is why I made sure I gave you the warning. Around this time, you could fuck your life up. Making stupid decisions and being in your head for this Mercury retrograde. Cancer, you as well. Aries, your anger around this time will get the best of you. So it will behoove you to chill. Okay? Funny and ironically, Capricorn, also around this time, if you stay observant and you follow what I told you around this time, the Mercury retrograde can work for you, work in your advantage. So the Mercury retrograde will be able to work for you. It can work for Aries too, but Aries will be tested. And it really will be your temperament. But being that it's also a season of Mars, okay, you will able to take over, because remember, Pluto in Aquarius is nothing but destruction coming. That's right up your alley, Aries. And Libra, the scales is going to be completely imbalanced. You have to make sure it works in your favor. Don't cheat yourself. You want to have more. You want to be on the opposite side of the scale. So that's why it's important to know this. Listen, a lot of other astrologists and tarot readers is not going to give you this information. And I'm not just trying to put it out there like I'm bragging. To put it quite frankly, a lot of them don't know this information, what I'm giving you. And that's why I'm showing you proof with what I'm saying. We have a Mercury retrograde coming up during this solar eclipse with Pluto. Excuse me. Pluto in Aquarius. If I'm not mistaken. Did I say that right? Pluto in Aquarius? I want to make sure I said that right. Hold on, y'all. because now it's so much going on at this time. It's unbelievable. So this is where you have to have your P's and Q's. You see this one with the West, we're dealing with Gabriel. Okay, that's a very important one when dealing with Gabriel on the west side of things. Now, each zodiac sign, and remember, I'm dealing with the Hebraic zodiac sign now, because this is the one that's going to be the most prevalent, and that's why I showed you the breakdown of how it deals with the months, so you could gauge your zodiac signs with that. Ha ha! Pay attention. Pay attention. Pluto is in Aquarius around this time. It's going to get hectic. Mercury retrograde is around this time. It's going to be extra hectic. Plus, it's in Aries, which is even more hectic. And we're dealing with a solar maximum. Hello. So now, let's get back to these four corners here, right? That's when you're dealing with the church. Any of those people that's deal in this whole Baptist thing, you would know. Let me minimize myself. There you go. You bless the four corners. This is why the angelic eclipse oil is going to be so important around this time. Listen, I'm watching to see how much. I already have a few people call. I'm waiting. Let me big screen it. I'm waiting to see how much of y'all is going to, how long y'all gonna take, how long y'all gonna be Johnny come latelys to deal when it comes to this. I'm going to see, because you are going to get effed up if you don't know this information, and that's why you know it now. So Michael, around this time, you see Michael deal with fire, warrior angel. Around this time, Michael is going to be very important. All four is going to be important. Gabriel, Michael, Raphael, Uriel. But Michael around this time is going to get it lit. So you have to know what you're using to hide, to fight your battles. And this is where the prayer comes in. And anyone that watched my live streams, you know the prayer I give you with where it says, Raphael behind me, Gabriel on my right hand, Michael on my left, and, on my right hand, Michael, on my left hand, Uriel. So, before me, Raphael, right? Behind me, Gabriel. On my right, Michael. On my left, Uriel. These are the governing archangels, and these are the actual archangels that really governs over the 72 Shemafaha, or when you're dealing with the seals of Solomon. When the energy comes in, you're going to need to know this. That's why take a good screenshot, pause and read. Because this is also leading into the penumbral, I was jacked that up. The penumbral lunar eclipse that's happening March 25th, 2024. Why aren't they telling you this? This is when the energy really gonna get lit and start. Specifically for your signs. Oh, yeah, this is gonna, oh, listen. I know I'm cooking. I'm already 4 minutes over the hour mark. And I'm not, listen, and I'm not going back. I'm not making this video short. It's no way. It is no way for the people that say, oh, the video too long, I can't watch. It's either you stupid or you stupid. Because I'm giving extremely great information in this. And you need to take it and take heed. Because this eclipse that's coming up right here, this is not something to be taken lightly. This is not any joke. What is a penumbral lunar eclipse? Penumbral lunar eclipse in perfect alignment. A penumbral lunar eclipse occurs when the sun, earth, and the moon are imperfectly aligned. When this happens, the earth blocks some of the sun's light from directly reaching the moon's surface and covers all or part of the moon with the outer part of its shade. So yes, all this is happening because remember, now this is going to be in the retrograde phase. Okay? Oh yeah, listen, y'all ain't ready for this. This is why you have to master this, and this is why the eclipse oil is important. The angelic eclipse oil is important. Remember, you want to contact me and get that ASAP while supplies last. I know it's going to have Johnny come latelys and I'm going to turn you away. And like I said, it's going to be 2 prices for it because I'm making sure I make it easy for other people to get it. You won't be blaming me. Reason why you ain't get it. So you make sure you call 929 or text. Make sure you text 929-374-3828. That's 929-374-3828. And for my international audience, or for the domestic that still want to hit me up, you can hit me up on Instagram, which is easier for the international. You ain't got to pay all them bills with making a call or whatever. You can hit me up on Instagram, Joel Benjamin 528. Now, let me continue. So, the energy you are going to be feeling around this time, and for you to master it, is when you get past the regular 7 chakras, right? And then you start hitting the 8th, okay, where you start dealing with the crown. Then above the crown, after the regular 7, then you hit the crown. I really should say the regular 8 is a reason why I separate the 8th from crown really from the rest, but I'm not going to go there right now. That's when you start hitting the soul, which is known as the halo, which they talk about the cosmic consciousness transition from a formless to a form. Thus, entities start coming in. Notice when you start hitting the 10th, you start dealing with the stellar gateway, the 11th, the universal gateway, the 12th, the cosmic gateway. Dealing with the 12th zodiac sign. But it's really 13 because of the leap year. Thus, me showing you this one right here, the 13th zodiac, which is really, not just the 13th zodiac, but the Hebraic zodiac, which you start dealing with the up above and so below. Okay? Where you're dealing with the 6 points. Point. But then you have the middle ground, which is knowledge, because we end up getting that leap year. Remember, we're in the time of the Nicene, the faith, the speech. This is connected to this, which is connected to this. When you're dealing with the tree of life and you're getting the breakdown, this is more a representation of the dark, that perfect darkness, which leads me into this. Because remember, it's going to be a Mercury retrograde. So now, should I show this yet? Yes. Nah. Nah, I ain't gonna show this yet. Let me go back. For those who just coming in, there you go. Take a good look at this. So you get the breakdown and the understanding. We are in the Nissan. The Nissan. We're in the Nissan. And I already did the last live stream breaking that down, explaining it. Go, if you haven't watched that live stream, make sure you go. You need that information. So this is the next depiction. So as you know, this is where like the T will come in, because the T, you'll use it to help you fast. Okay, I don't want to take this too fast from the screen. I'm leaving it up so you could see it properly. These are the type of energy and changes you are going to be going through. That, a matter of fact, that you're already going through around this time. So now, this is where we go even further with it. When you're dealing with these angelic beings, you start going past what they just call the cosmos. This is where you start hitting from third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, sixth dimension, into the seventh dimension. Yeah, y'all didn't know it goes that far, right? This is, you want to heighten and enhance your chakra system, which is going to happen by force anyway. But this is going to determine, when this eclipse comes with all the energy that's coming in, will your ass go crazy or not by the time you reach the 7th, which is opening up the pineal gland, hitting it into darkness, which is rising the Christos, that secretion within your spine. That's why some of y'all feel like you got to be cracking your spine, or you feel like a certain movement or a shift going on in your spine around this time. Okay? This, let me tell you, this what I'm getting, and I'm not getting paid for this. This is not monetized, nothing. You know, furthermore, let me do this now, because people be like, yo, I need you, you don't put your cash app. You don't put your cash app. That's right, I don't. But Joel Benjamin, $ symbol Joel Benjamin 528. That's the cash app. So if you like what's going on, you could send me a little something on Cash App. Some of y'all gonna be cheapy on brokey time. Hell, some of y'all need to save up so y'all could get your Angelic Eclipse oil. So I understand, and your teas or whatever. Alright, whatever I get, I understand. You're probably gonna catch me in the back end. That's alright. But to notice, I don't come on here and I don't beg for that. But I know you need this information, and I have to give you this information, because now that you have it, you're not going to say you didn't know. And I know y'all wasn't even expecting this. Okay? You are going to start reaching, once that eclipse hit on April 8th, you will start vibrating in these areas. And if you don't do it right, some of y'all will be going poo-poo crazy. I'm just going to put it like that. Okay? Okay. And any other questions y'all have, make sure y'all leave it in the comment section. 3 days of darkness. Let's get into this 3 days of darkness that they've been talking about. Because the 3 days of darkness also is a representation of when you start hitting the 7th chakra, which is violet, which is dealing with the pineal gland and the decalcification of the pineal gland. This is when you start dealing with the 666, which when you come into the 6 proton, the 6 electrons, and the 6 neutrons, which deals with carbon. Huh? Not that demonic 666. Remember, you have the good polarity of it and the bad polarity of it. Like I told you, there's 72 angelic beings and then there's 72 demons. Come on now. Stay with me here. So, as we get into this 3 days of darkness, the 3 days of darkness and the passage in Exodus. So let's look at this 3 days of darkness and how it relates in the Bible dealing with Exodus. There we go. There is some similarities between the 3 days of darkness and the passage in Exodus. During the 3 days of darkness, darkness covered the earth. The 9th plague in Exodus involves a darkness that covers the earth. During the 3 days of darkness, everyone has to stay inside their homes, lest they be harmed by the creatures that are outside. In Exodus, the Israelites had to stay inside their homes while the angel of death passed over the people of Egypt. Yes, around this time it's going to be lit, people. So they're showing you the similar. I'm just putting this up there where they're showing you the similarities, of the Bible. One of the 3 days of darkness, Petraeus says, the wind will carry with it poisonous gas, which will be diffused over the entire earth. We all remember seeing the movie The 10 Commandments, where the angel of death takes the form of gas/vapors. People, I'm not trying to fearmonger you. I'm just letting you know history have a way of repeating itself. After the 3rd day of darkness, there will be an era of peace. After the Egyptian plague, the Israelites were freed. So now after this 3 days of the eclipse, people say there's going to be a darkness. I don't think there's going to be a darkness, not in that aspect, but if there is a darkness of that aspect, you know what to expect, because this is not a first time in history. It happened before. Okay? This happened before. This is not the first time in history where this just only happening now. If it do occur. When they start talking about seeing certain creatures and things outside, this is what comes to mind. Some of y'all have already been seeing this in dreams. This is a seraphim. Have many eyes all over the wings watching. You might get freaked out. It might just pop up and appear to you. And some of y'all gonna lose your shit. Some of y'all already started losing y'all shit because y'all done seen certain things. Brings me to, now I share my screen with this right here. Remember, the King James Version, Isaiah, And I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, the Lord which called thee by thy name, am the God of Israel. That verse is so important because some of y'all is going to be scared of the darkness, which is that awakening that you're going to go through. And this is not the time for you to be scared. This is an empowering time. Now, I had to show this. This is the book of Job. This is why I say I don't believe that 3 days of darkness is coming. When they talk about the 3 days of darkness, that's something that's dealing with inside the body. But that don't say it can't happen astrologically, because goodness gracious, do you see all that I broke down with astrology that's going on? All that's going on in the cosmos? Mercury retrograde, Pluto in Aquarius, Aries, all this going on. Listen. Anyway, Joel 3:15. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Remember, this is prophecy. Remember, Joel is a prophet. And for some reason, I don't know why they like to say minor prophet. That doesn't make sense to me, because when you read the book of Joel and you see what he's dropping, it's like, whoa. That's wild. And remember, a lot of this stuff is taken out of the original Bible. That's where you got to know about the Apocrypha. That's a whole nother subject. But it also have a next book dealing of Solomon that was taken out of that. This is Joel 2:28 to 32. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your son and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaidens in those days will I pour out my spirit. That's the activation, people. But hear this. And I will I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. And it shall come to pass that whoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be delivered. In Mount Zion, in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Lord has said, in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. There is a calling that's going on. Now, how much blood moons we've done had? Huh? This all lines up with prophecy, and y'all not paying attention. But what the hell do I know? Hey, I'm just a messenger. So, once again, you want to cash out me, hook me up with something that's $symbol Joel Benjamin 528. Normally don't put it out, but people tell me put it out. Side note, Crypto Pro Life is having a new course come out. When it comes to wealth, it would be wise and behoove you to get this course. Okay? And make sure you let them know Yo, I know you have a next one coming out. I'm jumping the gun, yeah. Joel Benjamin 528 referred me. Okay? It's coming out. I don't know when it's coming out, but it's coming out. Either this week coming or whenever. I already got the heads up. It's coming out. Contact me. You want the tea and to help you with through the fast. That is, remember, it's the melanin DNA enhancement tea, by the way. And you want the Angelic Eclipse oil. There's 2 different kinds. For the ones that, you know, funds is just extremely tight. You ain't gonna get that much oil, but you're gonna have some, and it's gonna help you, and you're gonna be able to use it. Okay? You're gonna make sure you roll it on. Make sure you wear this every day, especially once that retrograde shadow and retrograde come in. Well, you're dealing with that other eclipse in March. That's going to be very important. So you're going to text me 929-374-3828 for those that won't be able to reach me because you're international. You're international. You want to hit Joel Benjamin 528 on Instagram. Okay? Any questions, anything y'all have, y'all want to know, make sure y'all put it in the comment section. Joel Benjamin 528, aka Big Money Benjamin. Nelly gave you an hour and a half. I always say I'm not going to be here long. But once I start giving this information, you see how much information it have. And trust me, everything I broke down in this, you need to know. Salute to the international audience. Salute to the domestic. Salute to the YouTube audience and the Rumble audience. Peace. I'm taking my black behind to bed. Y'all have a good one.